Have you ever felt like the weight of life was too much to carry physically, emotionally, and even spiritually? What if I told you that one woman found a way to lose weight in her body and the weight on her soul, all while helping others do the same? In this powerful episode of So Success Stories, I talked to Mellissa McTizic, a school counselor, a fitness instructor, and a survivor of obesity, depression, and caregiving burnout. Her journey through weight loss surgery, faith, heartbreak, and rediscovery will leave you inspired. Hey everybody, I'm back with another episode of Soul Success Stories. And today I have a really special story to share with my interview, Mellissa McTizic. Now, Mellissa is a professional school counselor, and I love my professional school counselors. Y'all know that. And she is a fitness expert with total transformation. And she's going to tell you a little bit more about what she's doing, but I'm so excited to get in the story. Mellissa, tell us about yourself.
Summer, first, I want to say thank you so much for even wanting to bring me on and to do my story. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to share my story with others and hoping that it inspire and enlighten other people on this journey.
Definitely.
Um, as you said, I am a professional school counselor, but through my own personal testimony of weight loss, I end up getting into fitness and going to ISSA as a personal trainer, as well as a nutritional person, a group exercise person, which led me to doing line dance on Tuesday nights here in Bolivar, Tennessee. And it's been an incredible journey. 7 years, June 5th was my anniversary or surgiversary. And so I'm just excited about helping others to be healthy, mind, body, and spirit.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so go back a little bit though. You're from Bolivar, Tennessee, right? Our hometown.
Bolivar, Tennessee, and I am the number four child of five of the late Elder Junius McTizic and Azzy McTizic. But I am right here in Bolivar, Tennessee.
All right, so Bolivar is most people who know me know I'm from Bolivar, Tennessee, a special place. So yes, and we are our relatives. Look, distant relative. I don't even remember exactly how, but that small town love is like, yeah. You go back far enough, we definitely related. So
Right,
listen,
right.
I'm excited to get into your story because you said it really simply, but it's really a powerful story. I have followed your journey on Facebook, and I'm
Wow.
excited for other people to get to know a little bit more about you. So in this
Great.
program, I have what I call the SOA success system. It's my belief
Uh-huh.
that absolutely anybody, if you can learn how to overcome obstacles, eliminate excuses, and calculate choices, you can have SOA success. And that is success no matter
That's
what
right.
happens, and even no matter how hard it is. And Mellissa, you have definitely proven that you're a SOA success woman. And one way that I have been able to see is with one of the things that so many people struggle with is weight. But you are even
Okay.
more of a complex woman than that. Everybody has more to their story, so I'm excited to share yours. First,
Okay.
talk about some of the obstacles you had to overcome to get to where you are and
Okay.
just how you did it.
And Summer, I am really going to try to hold back the tears as I talk today because I give
Let
credit
them
to
flow,
God.
honey. Let them flow.
Give credit to God for where He has brought me from. But I was born, if I had to go all the way back just a little bit, I was born a 10-pound, 9-ounce baby. So I've always been overweight, obese. But that journey in growing up brought a lot of low self-esteem. I remember being at ball games, not even want to go to the bathroom because people gonna look at me of how large I was. Um, couldn't tie my shoe. I had to put my leg up on the bed. I had high blood pressure problems. I had to wear a CPAP machine because I had sleep apnea. I would stop breathing 32 times in my sleep. Um, I had what they call GERD, with esophageal reflux all the time. But the depression to me was the biggest one. It was a weight that kept me from enjoying life. I tell the ladies sometimes I ate with it, I slept with it, I walked with it, I talked with it. And I knew that there was more in me than that. I knew that there was more in me in that. And then I tried so many different things to lose weight. My mom, she was my biggest cheerleader in trying to help me to lose the weight. And I remember in 1999 going with my father to have a weight loss surgery. And I went, and when I got on the scale said 370 pounds, and I couldn't move. The tears flowed down my face, and my dad was like, he was a loving dad, don't get me wrong, but you know how men are. They just said things bluntly. And he told me, he said, you might as well get off, it's not gonna change. And I kept that weight on a long time, and I was suffering from osteoarthritis in my knee that resulted in me having a knee replacement. Um, I used to enjoy at that time being able to go to the doctor and they ask you, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have? And I could say, no, 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 no. But the more obese I got, the more problems I began to encounter. And when my nurse practitioner told me that I was going to have to get on blood pressure pills, I cried like a baby. She said, if you don't, you're going to blow your kidneys out and you don't want a life of dialysis. And I had to take my blood pressure pills. But I went through so much medication and so much physical ailment to, I knew I had to do something. And in 2017, actually in 2013, my dad passed away. And my mom said she was not going to live by herself. And she had been diagnosed in 2011 with early onset of dementia. So by the time daddy died 2 years later, someone needed to live with her. And so I moved in with her. And I couldn't take care of her like I wanted to because I was dealing with my own health issues. And I said, you know, God, it's got to be a better way. I know it's a lot of things out there, but what is for me? And actually, I had tried one other thing and it worked, but I gained it back. And so I decided I'm going to go try for the gastric sleeve. Had some reservations, but prayed really hard about that. And fast forward, 2017, I prepared my mind. Summer, I found out your mind, they always say it's a terrible things to waste. It is, but your mind is a powerful. Oh my God. I have really found out just how powerful your mind can really be. Because whatever the mind thinking, so are you. Whatever you believe, so are you. uh Whatever's up here, it's going to be manifested in the physical. And so in 2017, I made up my mind, I'm going to go have the gastric sleeve, but you have to have due preparation to get to that surgery. You have to lose some weight, your insurance have to be qualified, all of that. But while on that journey, I was experiencing marital issues, taking care of my mom, and overweight. My plate was full. And um, as I journeyed in 2018, I had the surgery, but my marriage came to an end. I divorced. But I can say today, I'm better and not bitter.
Yes, yes. I get, look,
Oh,
okay.
I have learned how to release things that are toxic, whether it be people or thoughts in my own mind. Learn how to release those things. And so I continue to take care of my mom. I had the surgery on June 5th, 2018. We're here 7 years later. I am yet enjoying life and the abundance of life that God promised me, that if I give him my life, that I can have abundant life. And so I'm grateful. I don't regret it, not one bit. I don't regret the divorce. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. If we can learn from those things that might not have tasted so good and let God heal us from the inside out, then we can be better in our life, not only for ourselves, but for others. That's
Uh,
where you see all that happy joy come from, is because I allowed God to heal me. and not to hold on to those things that, people would say or statistics would say did me wrong or hurt me. But guess what? I grew from it. I evolved from it, and I embraced the new me.
I love it.
And
So, that makes me think about, so the first part of So Success is to overcome obstacles. So you just shared a number of obstacles and even the mindset that it took to overcome a lot of those. So let's talk about that a little bit deeper in the second part of the So Success system, which is eliminating excuses. Because you could have made a lot of excuses and maybe you did
yes.
along the way. Talk about how you were able to, get that mindset to overcome those obstacles and what you did to eliminate those excuses so you could keep moving forward.
My sister is an educator, Sandra Cheers, and she taught a Sunday school lesson some years ago, and it has just marinated in my spirit. And hers was faith, focus, follow through. Those three has helped. Now I've added another one: faith, fasting, focus, follow through. Those have really helped me. My reading my daily devotion, having a relationship with God, because see, none of this transformation could have happened without my God. I had to have them in my life. Now, some people they can do their thing the way they do it, but for me, this is my story. But for me, it was God that truly helped me. It took a lot of faith, leaping out on faith, staying focused, follow through and with the vision of what kind of life I wanted and how I wanted to help others. And fasting kills the self, gives the person to where you can truly hear from God to guide you and lead you. And I asked God to order my steps. And those were the things that really got me through. But let me tell you something, Summer. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. There were times I had people come to me, encourage me during those times of hard times, and they would say, "It won't be like this always," or "You will be in a better place." And I'd be like, "When is better coming? When is better coming?" But you know what, honey? When better came, I said, "Oh my God, I'm enjoying the ride." So it really takes a lot of focus, and even putting your own thoughts of what you think and how you feel to the side and ask God to really lead you and talk with you. But those were the things that really stuck with me, because when I was going through my divorce and losing the weight at the same time, there's a book in me, Summer, that I need to get out, that it's called Losing the Weight While Losing the Weight. And there's a story in me that needs to come out, and we hopefully I can get that book out. I've been writing it, but I wanted to do that to share. Cause see, I don't know how much you know about me, but being a PK kid, a preacher's kid, a lot of things were not accepted. But you know what? God really helped me to get through those stages. And I had the church really helped me to get through the divorce as well as the weight loss, and supported me. A lot of people don't have a lot of support, but my family and my church was my support system. You got to have a good support system.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something though. You
What's
have
that?
done something. You have done something much harder than writing a book. A whole
Mm,
lot harder than writing a book. So don't say
mm,
hopefully you're going to get that book out. Say you're going to get that book out
okay.
because you are. And like I said, you have done something way harder than writing a book. So we can talk about that separately, but you going to get the book out. Don't say hopefully. Let's go
Okay.
to the third part of the SOA success system, which is calculating choices. So you made some choices along the way, like getting the surgery, right? And other choices that you made. Talk about some of those calculated choices that you made on your journey, and then go into what you're doing now and how you are empowering and inspiring other women. And even share more details about the weight loss journey, because that's and the divorce journey, if you want to share that as well, because those are two very difficult things to experience. and somebody needs to know what were some of those choices you made along the way so that you could get to where you are right now?
The first choice I made was me. I had to choose me. What was best for Mellissa? And then align that with the will of God of what he had for me. Um, I always have been gifted with the gift of help. And so I wanted to help others get through whatever hard time that they were going through to let them know their worth, because a lot of time we don't know what our worth is. And on that journey, I journaled. It was necessary to journal so that I would know later where I had came from, so that I could not play tricks on my mind, or the enemy play tricks on mine, or people play tricks on my mind that, hey, you haven't moved an inch. But guess what? I have evolved. So I would say journaling was a choice I made to help me have a picture of where I was going. And then I was like, how can I help others? I know I want to be somehow in fitness. I always want to be an aerobic teacher. I don't know why. My Aunt Jean was an aerobic teacher, but I always want to be an aerobic teacher. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go to school, ISSA, International Sports Science Association, and I'm going to study to be a personal trainer, but really didn't have no plans to personal train nobody. But as I got into the studies and began to take up certifications for group exercise instructor, there was a young lady. I got in the gym with my god brother, Tony Perm. Got in the gym, and the owner of Old School Iron Gym, God rest her soul, I loved her so much. D Hart was the owner of the gym, and she said, "You know what? You really need to do some classes, some line dance classes." And I was like, "No." She said, "Well, you need to do something. It's too much in you that, you just sit to the side." So she had talked to Eunice Gudger. I don't know if you know Eunice here. And Eunice went in with me, and we started back, I believe, in 2021 at Old School Iron Gym doing line dance and fitness. But the place was not big enough. I knew more would come if we moved. So the next year in January, we started at the municipal building, and we had over 75 to 100 women. God was blowing my mind. And we still now, almost 4 years later, this October will be 4 years that we have been doing line dance and fitness, and we've started a set it off on every first Saturday. And we're still averaging 45 to 55 ladies and gentlemen. We got like 3 men that come weekly to the class. And God has just really been blowing my mind with that. And then I've added my 5K walks in May, moving in May, 5K. We do that. This was my 4th year. I usually do aqua aerobics, and I'll just piggyback a little bit off of that. When I weighed as much as I weighed, the only thing, the exercise I could do was in the water, because I couldn't do any exercise on land. It hurt too bad. My knees were bone on bone. I was too heavy. So I started going to aqua therapy. At that time, it was aqua therapy. And I would get on the machines in the water, and I started losing the weight. That's what actually helped me lose enough weight for the
To get the
surgery.
surgery. Mhm.
To get the surgery, because I can remember walking, my brother would hold my hand just so I could keep up, because I couldn't walk out on land. So I did the aqua aerobics. So I implemented that in my program, that's doing at the city park. We couldn't do it this year because the pool was not working. We have an anniversary in October every year. I am adding an additional walk this year. I did it in 2020. That's the Alzheimer's Walk. That is my charity of choice, because my mom passed away with it, my grandmother, my uncle, as well as my auntie, and it affected so many families. And memories do matter. Memories matter. That's another book I will get out, because I had that inside experience of taking care of her, and I kept putting things in place for her, but she couldn't remember. If I gave her a bracelet, she wouldn't remember that. So um, I want to do another walk, and that would be the first Saturday in November. But the success and the choices that I've had to make, they have been what's best for me. And so far, God is ordering my steps, and we're just doing what we do.
I
And if we
love
keep
it.
adding, we're going to keep adding.
I love it. You made some amazing choices out of your challenges, and it created some amazing things that really been helping people. You have talked about how you know how to overcome obstacles, eliminate excuses, and you made some incredible choices that are really blessing. So not just blessing people, but changing lives. And then I'm seeing it, getting people to move who otherwise probably wouldn't be moving and wouldn't be
Correct.
having as much fun moving because I see y'all having fun. You are definitely a success woman, but how would you personally define success? What's your personal definition of success?
Giving it a try. And I say that because I was not one to give things a try. When I was trying to lose the weight, my dad, everybody's mind is wired differently. He thought challenging me would make me lose weight. But to a person that doesn't already believe in themselves, that makes them go lower. That makes them not even try because they don't believe they can do it anyway. So when you say to me, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing, I'll buy it, but you ain't gonna get on it, that kills whatever hope I had. Now, my sister was the other way around. You challenge her, she said, I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Now, my mind has changed. I don't do it to prove it to you. I got to show me. So my success is giving it a try. And if I fail, let's find another way to do it. Let's find another way to do this. My dad, in his saying, was there's always another way to skin a cat. And I do it in my everyday life. If I say, hey, I want to move something out of this room into another room, we're going to measure, we're going to try, we're going to see, will it work? If it doesn't, okay. And in fact, I just bought a new machine, exercise machine. And my brother-in-law was like, where you going to put this at? And I told God, I said, God, where can I put this at? He gave me the solution and I got settled in it. And you know what, Summer, just know this, and to anyone that's listening, whatever concerns you, it concerns him. He's very mindful of us. I don't make many plans in life without him because what I think may work, he may say, do it another way. And oh my God, it just soars, you know. So my success is yes, choosing me, yes, giving it a try, and also definitely talking with my God.
Melissa, those are good. That's good. Okay, one last question and we'll wrap up. What is, because you're giving a lot of great advice, almost made me cry too. What's one piece of advice you would give somebody watching this interview that they want to be successful too, but they find challenges and maybe they're just like you in that challenging them brings them down instead of lifts them up? What's one piece of advice you would give?
Get to know you. You can't really help others until you know what's in you. On my discovery of me, I mentioned journaling. That's how I learned about me. From the smallest thing of my favorite color, what I like to eat, where I like to go, where I want to go, what I want to do. And even when I'm stretched out in front of you, what would be the thing that they would say about me? So I began to learn about me. Who is Mellissa? You know how many people, Summer, do not know who they are?
Mhm.
They've been through a lot of things, but they can't identify who they are. And then when I went to the word and he told me I was more than a conqueror. Then when I went to the word and he told me that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Then I began to read who I was. I'm the king's daughter. Whatever I ask, if it's in his will, it is given unto me.
Yeah.
So when I began to believe, I began to receive all the blessings that God had for me, in that I didn't have to live in this box and be afraid. And I say now in 2025, I'm thriving. And I don't dumb down my wings to nobody. And I have to say this, I have to make mention of this, Summer. I don't know if you notice, I do everything with the butterfly at the end. And I use that as my symbolism because the butterfly goes through many changes. And Maya Angelou said it best. We admire the beauty of the butterfly, but we never really think about the changes that the butterfly had to go through to get to the beauty that it is. And for me, I went through a lot of changes and some simultaneously. But you know what? While I was in that cocoon and I kept flexing my wings to get out, while I was flexing, as it is in the life cycle of a butterfly, they're flexing when they're in that cocoon because they're trying to get out. But they don't realize that actually the resistance of not being able to get out is actually strengthening their wings so that when they do come out, they can fly. Well, I use that symbolism because while I was in that cocoon, I'm sorry, so I don't mean to get in a preaching tone, but I'm real churchy, Summer. I'm real churchy.
Keep
But while
going.
I was in that cocoon, God was developing me and he was giving me a plan. I didn't know it at that time. But when I bust through, all my colors came through. And guess what? You don't have to be me. I don't have to be you. No butterfly is the same. They're beautiful, but they all got different colors. So whatever plan God has for you, he'll make a way for you and he will order your steps. Get to know who you are. Not only just knowing things about yourself, but go to the word and let God tell you who you really are.
Mellissa, drop the mic. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I thank you so much for your time. I thank you for sharing your story. And I'm excited about how many people are going to watch this and give it a try.
Awesome.
Give it a try.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Love you, lady.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Be
yes.
blessed. Be blessed.